What's going on, everybody? My name is Jordan. We got Ridge,
What's up?
and we got Caleb.
Howdy.
Now, before we get into the podcast, I'm just going to tell y'all we got some pretty biased opinions over here, and shit can get a little sideways really quick. So if out of nowhere we just start rambling about the dumbest shit you've ever heard, just click off, or just tell your
Hey,
kids,
you're welcome.
or just get the
Don't,
kids out of the
don't tell them to
room.
click off.
I mean,
Don't tell them to click off.
we still get the view.
I mean, yeah, but
But either way, if you don't want your kids to hear it, tell them to get out of the room or put your earbud in or something, because we got
turn
some
on
shit
Fortnite. They'll be all right.
we got some shit to talk about. So let's get to it.
We got some language, all right, that we use. We are very colorful whenever it comes to our words.
Yep.
To
And now
put
that the
in
warning is
simple
out, let's
terms.
fucking go.
All right. So start off the podcast. We're going to start off how we usually start off. If you watch us, we're going to start off with some college football news. Ridge, I'll let you take over on this one, bud.
Yeah, all right, so let's start off with something I know the both of you two want to talk about. Let's talk about what happened 2 Saturdays ago now. Fellas, what happened with
We don't want to talk
Tennessee?
about it.
I know y'all don't want to talk. I know
We
you don't
don't
want to
wanna
talk about it.
Okay.
I know you don't, but that's the reason why I'm bringing it up.
I'm just sad that that's the, I'm
'Cause I
just sad
tell-
that the game I had to go. Oh my gosh, I'm
Look,
just so sad that that game
look,
went as bad as it did.
I'm saying this. I've been saying from the beginning of the year, Vanderbilt. If we wasn't going to come to play against Vandy, we was going to get our ass handed to us. And what happened?
Oh yeah,
We got
absolutely.
our,
Yeah,
and the thing is we had we were keeping up with them in the first half. That's the thing is we were
Yep.
playing good in the first half. But what really set it off for me is because I kind of stopped watching at the end of the first half because I was on my way home from Michigan, and it's kind of hard,
Yep.
focusing on something when you're on the road or when you're in a car. It messes with my head. So what I was really seeing, and I knew was going to come back and bite us in the foot, was the way that we were shit talking, and I mean, I get that it's football and everything, and I get, we're facing little brother team. They've been talking shit all year, but here's the thing: is like, even the commentators said it. The shit talk is just gonna fuel Potvia, because Potvia, I'm telling you, Potvia is a demon, bro. Potvia is one of the, I mean, he's like Manziel. Like that's literally the closest person I can compare him to is Johnny Manziel at A&M, and he just showed that all the shit that he's been talking, he backed it up. And we came out there with our head in our ass, thinking that oh, it's Vanderbilt, it's little brother team, and we got our ass handed to us. And it's honestly, I think I said it at the beginning of the year that we may go 8-4 at the lowest. So I mean, I guess I got it right. And
yeah,
and I had a feeling after last Saturday we'd get the Music City Bowl, which we did.
yeah.
But this whole year for football in general, on the NFL side and the college football side, has been fucking weird for me. It's been a hard year to watch football to me. I guess it's just because both my teams have been somewhat disappointing. But unbeknownst to others, there's been other great teams, phenomenal players. I mean, like I just said, Potvia and Vanderbilt has been super impressive. I mean, hell, Notre Dame, and it's kind of stupid. I don't know if you heard about Notre Dame backing out of a bowl game because they didn't make the playoffs this year, which is kind of dumb when they literally have a Heisman contender on their team. But there's been so many teams this year who have been great, but it's just hard to really enjoy watching stuff when your team is playing the way they are. And I'm not saying that it's exactly a bad thing, because I mean, think about it. A lot of our team in Tennessee, over 54% of our roster is freshmen. So it's like, we're, for a young team, we did decent, but it's not held up to the standard that we've had over the last couple of years. Last thing I'll say is I'm really fucking tired of our fans trying to say fire Heupel because I think I get Heupel has not made some of the smartest decisions this year, but it's like y'all are acting like Heupel can control how these players play, and there's been a lot of people getting dusted. There's been a lot of people just getting outplayed, outperformed, and Heupel can't do nothing about that. So that's just my piece on it. Caleb, I'll let you go next.
Disappointed in Tennessee. That was a rough game to watch. We pretty much turned it off with 10 minutes left to go because we were just like, yeah, this is the end. This is 100% the end of it. And I left and went back home and sulked and hung out and just tried to forget about it. And then the very next day, my Steelers lose. So, it was just not a great weekend for me. Now, today was a little better. My Steelers did good against Baltimore, so I'm not too upset. But, yeah, Diego Pavia, he absolutely is a Heisman, contender. He showed out. He showed up. He's in my personal opinion, I said it pretty much all night. Said Diego Pavia was literally the one man on the team doing the job.
Facts.
That man did all the work.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he made all the big plays. That man right there, he's scary. I'll give him his credit. I'll say this: he needs to get control of his brother.
Yeah, that's for damn sure. And his mom.
He needs to get control of his brother is acting like how Johnny Manziel acts now.
Not how Johnny Manziel act
Whoa!
in Cleveland. Johnny Manziel's a good guy now, bro. Like,
he's a good guy now and all, but
jeez.
But Pavia's
I meant in today's time. He's the one that acts like it.
Pavia's brother literally starting an argument in a fight with a policeman.
Yeah, like how dumb.
That's goofy, bro.
A trooper. You're a trooper.
Your brother's out there super performing and playing the best ball probably any quarterback in college football is playing right now, besides the guy from Indiana. And you're just out there fucking trying to fight police. Like, bro, you're goofy.
And it's like, bro, dude, like, take the win, keep your, and walk out in a classier fashion because that's just going to make you look better. I don't understand. And like, of all people,
what part of that family comes off as classy?
Right. True. You are.
Yeah. True.
What part? Because if you think about that statement, all right, let's rewind it another, the game before, whenever we sat there and watched the mom grind on the rail at Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
What part of that family is classy?
Yeah. And it's no disrespect to him, but it's just like when you look at the difference between, and I don't want to say, I don't want to put it like this because I'm not trying to be like a biased Tennessee fan, but look at the difference between Joey Aguilar's mom and Pavia's mom. It's like Aguilar's mom's there in the family section having a good time, but I feel like Diego Pavia's mom is always there in the middle of students dressing like she goes to the damn college, like she's trying to live her wonder years.
Well, yeah, because she's a single woman that knows she's hot.
Yeah.
If you know what you got, why not flaunt it?
You're not wrong.
Right? Especially whenever you know you're going to be around a bunch of younger dudes.
Yeah.
And
why not flaunt it?
It's like... But, that's pretty much my only grievances when it comes to Diego Pavia. Now, that game went bad, and, we're going to take our, we're going to take our bowl and, hopefully win it and go out at least on a positive note. And hopefully we'll be able to have Joey Aguilar again next season. Now, as it stands with the college football playoffs and stuff, I think we'll get into that here in just a minute. Obviously, we'll
get into it.
As it stands for that, I'm going to keep quiet until we talk about that. But yeah, very disappointed in our Vols. It's not a game that I was expecting us to lose so badly. So it was bad. Yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
We definitely showed that we were like a playoff contending team this year for sure.
Oh yeah, we proved it. Yeah, we proved it.
Well, I'm just going to say I kind of called it there.
You did.
Whenever we had the last podcast about watch out for Vanderbilt.
No, I knew all year, bro. I knew all year.
Yeah, I knew that both of you. Okay. I'm not talking to you two right now because you two knew. I'm talking to those fans of Tennessee
Yeah.
that didn't know how to shut the fuck up over beating a dead team in the Florida Gators.
Right.
Okay? Because I find it ironic as hell that they talk so big, and then all of a sudden, I get on Facebook after that game trying to find some people talking. No one's talking.
It's like
What?
it's like last
What happened, guys?
It's like last year when we played Ohio State. We talked the utmost shit, and whenever we got our fucking ass dug in the dirt, we fucking went silent.
beat.
I mean, I seen one post on Facebook after that, but then and I went out of my way with people in different little Facebook groups and everything, and different friends out there to gloat over that game, all right? Because I had nothing better else to do.
Hey, bro.
I mean, you can sit here and talk.
You
can sit here and talk. Right, you can talk shit to me about my team, but do you think I gave a single fuck about my team at the time? No.
Because you would say the same
thing. No, we already.
Well, I'll tell you this much too. Hold on, I'll tell you this much too. I went on a emotional roller coaster over that weekend. Okay.
Yeah.
Because so you'll have that happen. Florida ends up somehow magically winning against FSU, which that was fucking great in of itself that we managed to beat them up like we did. We kept them from getting a bowl game. All they had to do was beat us, and FSU could have had a bowl. But they couldn't even beat us to get themselves a bowl. So that was fucking great. After that, though, comes the noise of Lane Kiffin's not coming to Florida.
Nope.
Lane Kiffin is getting on a jet to go to LSU.
Yep.
All of a sudden, the noise now for Florida is about to hire John Summerall as the next head coach.
Yeah. You think?
Well, he's
They already did.
Oh,
no,
they did.
They
I
did.
didn't see that.
We hired him. We hired him. I was getting there, but it's okay. We can jump the gun a little bit. Yeah, we hired him. Another Louisiana guy.
Yep.
Another G5 guy. If you look at Billy Napier's record and his record, they look the exact fucking same just about. And at that moment, I was ready to tear into somebody. I was ready to hop on, try to do an emergency little podcast or do a little live feed on Facebook. Luckily, you have to have 500 followers, which we don't, to be able to even hop on Facebook Live in our group. So that's a good thing because that saved my ass, because by Sunday, he comes down to Gainesville to do his first interview, talk to the fan base and everything. And let's just say he fucking killed the interview, dude.
Yeah, he did.
He fucking killed the interview. Somebody asked him the question, too, after he introduced himself, right? And after he did his little introduction speech, he got asked the question. He said, the dude pretty much said, you're getting compared to Billy Napier because you come from G5. He said, I'm not him. Just because one reporter shit doesn't mean that I'm going to call you shit too. So, all right, then, just go ahead and take some jabs. He sat there and told another reporter that he was a brand new reporter, I guess. Tried to ask him a question about coming down to the swamp because he played in the SEC at one point too. And apparently tried to take him back to a date in 2009, which he did not play. He stopped him right there and said, nah, cuz, you wrong on that. Go get your facts straight before you come at me with that. Holy shit, I've never heard a coach just straight up tell a reporter, nah, cuz, you're wrong. He didn't say, no, I don't think that's right. Nah, cuz, you're wrong. Called him cuz.
Yep.
The dude talks. I've watched other interviews on him, other pressers that he's done, where he's talking about for the kids at Tulane. He was wanting these kids before coming to that championship game that they has had. He was wanting to go talk to the president, try to get them out of class for all day, so that way they come into the stadium fucking hammered.
Yeah.
This dude is a dude's dude, 100%. He's got a little bit of a psychopath in him. I couldn't be more thrilled for this guy right now coming in. I hate that I've gotten that thrilled over him, just because he still isn't proven yet on Power 5 level. But so far he's doing good. He's gotten the right OC and DC and landed a good recruiting class for us and Tulane. And it's been an emotional whirlwind.
Yeah.
And
It
I'm still watching him. We're going to see how he does right here in the playoffs, because Tulane is in the playoffs and they're going to face Ole Miss right off the rip. So
is he still finishing out the season with him?
yeah, he's not going to quit coaching them until after they lose.
Unlike Lane.
So if they, for some reason, go on a historical run and plow through everybody and get to the national championship, he'll be there to be their head coach.
Yeah.
He said that he's not worried about it. He said that as long as there's a game to play as the head coach, he will be there. As long as there's a championship game. So he'll be there for the playoff game.
That's respectable.
Yeah, it just depends on, where he goes after, or what happens
Right.
During the playoff game. But, and I knew I shouldn't have hopped on the Kiffin train.
Yeah.
I knew damn well I shouldn't have. But, whenever you hear so many other people pumping juice into it, you just get hyped for it, And now, to be honest, too, I'm glad that we don't have Lane Kiffin, because holy shit, does it seem like there's been a lot coming out of LSU.
Oh, well.
Just surrounding him.
Hey, bro. Look, man, I guess Florida didn't have enough blonde girls at their fucking school for him. Have you heard all the allegations and not even allegations, bro, all the stuff coming out against Kiffin? And it's not like nobody's trying to cancel him, but it's been like thrown left and right that there's been like picture proof of DMs, like not like Photoshop like screenshots. It looks like people taking pictures of other people's phone of like him being in other people's DMs. And apparently somebody caught him walking out of a hotel a couple of months ago, and he apparently saw walking in with like a few girls, like 3 of them or something like that. And whenever somebody saw him and said, "Hey Kiffin, what you been into?" He said, "All 3 of them."
Good Lord.
That brother said, "All 3 of them."
Oh,
well,
no.
and I was about to literally say, Ridge, that when I told you that news that he had been, spotted touring Baton Rouge, at that point I was like, oh, that's a for certain thing. That's got to be, he's going to be going there. And when it came out that he did, I was like, yeah, that's not going to be.
Listen,
Ridge was a little upset over that one, I think. And then, but I don't know if you also heard, but there's a little rumor floating around that Ole Miss is possibly filing a suit against him for some type of improper staff thing. My dad showed me the article and everything, and I was just
because
wow.
whenever he was going out the door,
kind of a walking disaster,
Yeah, when he was going out the door, he was burning bridges and telling these guys, dude, if you're coming, get on this fucking plane with me, or else I'm not hiring you later.
Yeah.
He was telling the OCs, hey, if you want to be a part of what I got going on, come on now. We're not staying around. You're not sticking around. You're not going to get to go to the playoffs because I'm not getting to go. So if I'm not getting to, you're not getting to. Come on, let's go. I think he only took 2 people with him, excuse me. But I don't fucking know. I'm glad I don't have him. I understand why he took the job too.
Oh yeah, no.
There is a lot more power over there for him to have the reins on, obviously, because he's getting to waltz all over the place right now. But again, I'm not mad because right now John Summerall is that dude. He's a dude's dude. If you have time and you want to just take a moment out of your day to listen to him or doing an interview down in Tulane at a Hooters.
Yeah.
He got interviewed by one of the Hooters girls while sitting there eating wings. Talking about drinking beer too. Alright.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
To give you an idea, by the way, on our DC and OC, our DC is from Kentucky. He was there for 7 years.
That's not bad. That's pretty good.
He did well.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
for sure.
Their defense managed to fuck us over a couple of times. So it's Florida, and our OC is Buster Faulkner. And if you don't know who that is, this past year he was with Georgia Tech as their OC, and he's also worked with Georgia and the quarterbacks there. He worked with Stetson Bennett while at Georgia, Carson Beck while at Georgia, I'm pretty sure. So he's got his hands in the Georgia recruiting pool and knows what to do with quarterbacks. And he also knows how to give Georgia fits too. So definitely got some dudes off of this. I'm thrilled. I'm ready to see what he can do during the transfer portal and then moving forward into our next season on how we're going to do. We'll see once we get there, though. I've been on this Florida topic for too fucking long, I feel like. Is there anything y'all want to talk about with Florida, or are we good to move off of them?
No, we're going to move off of them.
All right.
Yeah, we're good.
So I got, before we get into the bracket, I got 3 names I'm going to say real quick, and I want to hear what y'all think about it, on some guys to be watching to either be fired or to just be talked about on the hot seat.
Okay.
All right. Number 1 is obvious, I think, unless some fucking miracle happens this next year, and that is Mike Norvell of Florida State.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he should have been gone this year, but I think that they realized that there was just so much shit going on already with every other team. I mean, Penn State just here recently found their head coach. So I think that they just decided that it'd been best to wait and see what some of these other head coaches are going to, or who is going to be a potential for them to hire next year. Number 2, Kalen DeBoer.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard some rumblings.
Got there just like Billy.
Especially if he gets put out in the first round of the playoffs.
I've heard some rumblings about. I've heard that there's still potential that he could leave this year. At the end of this year. But
I don't know. I mean, the way he acts, I don't know. It doesn't seem like he acts like that's the case.
I don't know. My only thing though that I'm confused on is why is everybody giving him so much flack? Like I get it. Bama's used to having championships and being number 1 all the time because they had Saban for so long. But do they not remember how it started whenever they first had Saban?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
He started worse than what DeBoer started. And now all of a sudden, because DeBoer starts off slow, they want to hold him to a higher standard because of what they were used to? I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. Anyways, and then the last name I got was brought up earlier by you, Slater, is I think that there's going to be some talk. I don't think it's going to happen, though, but Josh Heupel. I think that if for some reason they don't get to the playoffs next year or get close to sniffing it again, I think that there's going to be some talks being had.
I definitely think if we miss the playoffs next year, there'll be talks for sure.
I think the talks will start with, okay, well, what are we planning to do to move forward? Are we firing or any OCs or DCs? Are we taking a look at the inner workings first, or
Our OC,
before we pull the trigger? Do what, Caleb?
Personally, my personal opinion is our offensive coordinator is just not that good. And Tim Banks is good. I just feel like our defense is sloppy on certain things. But I can also see Heupel possibly being talked about getting let go of if we don't at least sniff the playoff. If we can go, I'll say this: if we can go to the conference championship, then I think that he's safe.
So you're expecting SEC or bust?
I think that's a very safe way to stay in longer. I think if we don't, and our record is good, and we're able to possibly get into the first round of the playoffs, he may still keep his job too. But if we don't improve from this year, if we still go 8-4 or 9-3, or we play sloppily sometimes like we do, then they may talk about letting him go. I don't know.
Like I said, I think that there will be talks about it, but I don't think that they'll pull the trigger still. I think that they'll hold off. Now, if for some reason, and I'm going to just throw this out for next year, if for some reason next year Kalen DeBoer gets fired and Tennessee plays sloppy, would you want them to have talks to try to go get DeBoer? Or are you off of him?
I don't know. I'm not the biggest. I've not been the biggest
Yeah,
fan of him.
I'm not a big DeBoer fan.
Well, I mean, the guy shows potential, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
does.
he's been sniffing the playoffs and in the playoffs now. Both times he's been with Bama, so I mean, I think that wouldn't hurt that, or to have him look to take over. I don't know if he's a defensive guy or offensive guy, but take over one of the coordinator jobs maybe next year.
Yeah.
Who knows? Well, so that's all I got on the names that I'm thinking early right now of hot seats. Anyone else that you can think of hot seat wise, or is that sound just about right for right now?
No, that sounds good for me.
Caleb?
Yeah, I'm good. I think that's a pretty broad space we covered.
Well, all right. Fucking hell. Let's move on then. Right on into, sticking with football, obviously. Let's talk some college football brackets that we got today. The news came out. We got our top 12, and I just got them 1 through 12 on here. The number one team is Indiana, because they smacked Ohio State. Well, didn't smack them, but they beat Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
And then number 2 is Ohio State. 3 is Georgia. 4, Texas Tech. 5 is Oregon. And 5 through 12 are the ones that are going to be playing first. So number 5 is Oregon. They'll be facing off against number 12, James Madison. I have my thoughts on that, but I'm going to hold off for a second.
Yep. Exactly what you're thinking.
Number 6 is Ole Miss. They will be facing the number 11 seed Tulane. Or not number 7. I said number 11 Tulane. I don't know if I said 7 or not, so I had to go back. So number 7, though, your 7 seed is Texas A&M will be facing off against number 10 seed Miami. And then your 8th seed will be Oklahoma versus number 9 seed Alabama. And the first one out was Notre Dame, followed by BYU. So with knowing all this about who's in, who's out, are there any surprises? What do we want to talk about on this?
I just think it's a little weird that Bama is still so high up. If Vanderbilt misses out, how the fuck is Bama? I guess the fact Bama beat Vanderbilt is the thing, but I don't know.
Listen, Vanderbilt. If Vanderbilt would have at least beat Texas, they would have been in.
Oh, for sure.
But since they lost to both Bama and Texas, that's what fucked them over.
Yeah. No, I definitely get it. I definitely get it. It's just personal thing.
Caleb, what are you over there thinking?
I mean, it's weird. It was a tough. I'm certain it was probably a tough call between Miami and Notre Dame who was going to go out, because that's what they talked about all yesterday. Was who was going to be out, and I mean, I'm okay with it. All I can say, really and fully, is go Sooners.
Yeah, I do hope Oklahoma beats them.
Yeah. And then after that, I'd like to see who's going to take out Indiana.
I don't know. I wouldn't mind seeing Indiana win it.
I wouldn't either, but I'll say this: I feel for me, I need A&M to beat Miami, because I feel like they pose the most threat to Ohio State.
Yeah.
Am I the only one seeing a problem with having 2 G5s in?
I mean, it's kind of like the same thing with Boise State last year. It was just kind of like these teams. Yes, that they're somewhat ranked and everything, and they're winning their conference. But it's just like I don't understand why we're doing like those conferences if they're going to be like instant outs. I just don't. I mean, at least it's not like how Boise State made it. Was automatic to the second round of the playoffs last year. I just hope it doesn't go like it did last year, because last year all the number one, like all the top 4 teams just lost.
Well, listen, I 100% think that Tulane has a chance against Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Not saying it's a great chance, but I think they have a chance. James Madison, on the other hand, they're facing off against Oregon. I don't think that's going to be a good matchup. I think the way I see it with G5 in general, what should happen is that they should have to play one more game before getting a playoff seed. Now, take it, I know that would bump out it's to bump one of them out, right? And then that would put in probably Notre Dame, since they're independent. But if they played one more game to where it's like, let's say this year, James Madison versus Tulane, whoever wins that game goes on to the playoffs in that G5 spot. That's my thoughts. I think that they should have an extra game, like a pre-playoff game, right?
Right.
Put it on neutral side, so that way there's no home field advantages for either one of them, and just have those two go at it. Whoever wins will go on to take that playoff spot. That's my thought on it, because I don't think you should have 2 G5 schools.
Right, for sure. No, I agree.
Let's see here. Oklahoma, I'm kind of surprised is in here. I don't know why. I don't have the biggest hopes in them to make it anywhere in here. I think whenever you look at it, if Bama can clean up a little bit right here in the playoffs, I see Bama beating them.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe I'm just being too negative towards Oklahoma, and I shouldn't be. But I mean, there's 5 fucking SEC teams in here, for fuck's sake. Again, like that's one of those things that I'm like, we could have plucked one of the SEC guys out. I think 4 is fine. We don't need 5.
Right.
I would like to see Indiana or Tech win the whole thing.
Oh yeah, I'd like to see Indiana win it. And honestly, I wouldn't be against Oregon somehow pulling it off either, but I think Indiana will pull it off.
I'm more so. Like I said, I'd like to see Indiana or Tech pull it off, but my guts tell me it's going to be Georgia.
Yeah.
My gut's saying it's going to be Georgia versus Ohio State. Unless they have to face each other before the national championship.
Right.
That's just, I don't know. That's how I see it lining up. That's how it normally lines up. And if that's the case, I probably won't watch the game unless they tell me that there's going to be a movie trailer that I just have to see.
Yeah.
But even then, it's going to be on YouTube not that far afterwards. So, I mean, I probably won't watch that game. If it's anybody, if it's Georgia and Ohio State, then I'm not watching it. If it's, honestly, I don't want Georgia in it at all. I'll take anybody except them. By the way, I know this is a side note, but going back to Tulane, did y'all know that there's a McMinn native as a coach for Tulane?
Really?
Yeah, I seen that.
I didn't know that.
I think I seen it there yesterday. I can't remember who it is, but I think that they coached Central for a little while, and then they went on to coach at Jackson State, I think it was, and then got hired at Tulane. So, somebody from McMinn County is going to be coaching in the playoffs.
That's pretty cool.
Crazy.
Little cool fact for you guys. All right. Any other football discussions? Any other playoff discussions?
Not that I know.
Anything tickling your buttholes?
No, hopefully not.
Caleb muted himself, so I think there is something tickling his butt.
Probably.
I was plugging up my phone so it didn't die and it makes a real loud noise.
You're good. Alright, well, let's fucking move off football and into our next topic.
All right, we got some DC talk and we got some Batman 2 talk, and I think, Ridge, I know predominantly the main thing that we're going to say about the Batman 2, so I guess I'll go ahead and say it.
Yeah.
So we just got a report of a casting this week for the Batman 2.
Yep.
And it looks like Scarlett Johansson will be playing the villain of the Batman Part 2. The things I'm hearing about the villain so far, or about Scarlett Johansson's character, is that it's going to be a love interest turned villain. Or love interest who turns out to be the villain the whole time type thing. And I'm telling y'all now, I have the utmost idea who I think they are bringing into this movie, and I think it's perfect. I think Scarlett Johansson will be the Phantasm. If you've not seen Mask of the Phantasm, it is one of the best Batman animated movies of all time. You know, Phantasm is a female, villain. The very popular villain. And I just think this would be a really cool idea to bring her in as Phantasm. The only other idea that I would have for her as a villain. I don't know if this character was just for the Telltale Batman games or not, but there was a villain in the Batman Telltale game called Lady Arkham. She was like the main villain of the Batman Telltale game, whatever. And she was Vicky Vale. Well, she was adopted by Vicky Vale. But her name was Victoria Vale, but her original name is Victoria Arkham. Her parents were killed by Thomas Wayne. And it's like, in which led to her being adopted by the Vales. And I just think that, but I want it to be the Phantasm because of popularity, but I do see it being Lady Arkham as well, especially with how the story of the first Batman played.
In all fairness, too, she also could not be playing the main villain.
True.
We don't know for sure who she is playing.
Right.
All we know is that she's supposed to be a part of in part 2.
Yeah.
Now, also, a little side note, apparently, I saw where apparently Zoe Kravitz is not expected to be in Batman Part 2.
Yeah, I did hear that too.
So no Catwoman. Which makes sense if we're moving on to another love interest. Which also feels odd that we're already moving from one bitch to another, but here we are. Did I say that out loud? Oh well. That's the Playboy version of Bruce Wayne, I guess. Move from one to another.
But honestly, that's Bruce Wayne in pretty much any interpretation, so.
Yeah, you're not wrong. So those are the two big things about the Batman that we have right now.
What about
nothing
DC?
else?
You got any more DC?
That's all I had for DC talk was just that's the reason why I told you earlier whenever we was coming up with the stuff for the show was that it was mainly the Batman because that's all it is the Batman stuff. Am I the only one whenever I say the Batman like that? Feel like I'm going to say it like Heath Ledger's Joker.
The Batman.
The Batman. I don't know what it is, but every time I think of the title The Batman, I just think of Heath Ledger saying the Batman. I know why you're afraid. The Batman. But anti-horror, anything else that you guys know about the Batman Part 2 or are looking for in the Batman Part 2? Anything of that nature?
Nope, I'm good.
I do have one random side piece thought. Do we think that there will be another villain?
Well, if there is another villain, I think I said this to you before the podcast. It's like if there is another villain, it'll have to be Hush.
It won't have to be Hush.
But it would make sense if it was Hush.
Because it could also very well be Mr. Freeze.
That's very, very
And it could
possible.
very well be
But here's the thing.
Clayface.
Yeah, that too.
Because those three are the one, or it could also be somehow that sure we have this Scarlett Johansson, Scarlett Jo character. Don't know why I just about fucked up her name, but I did. It could be that we have her being the main focused villain, but in the background it's a court of owls over her.
That's interesting. Which, honestly, that's another thing. Is like if I had to choose how the next Batman movie would play out, yes, I would want Mr. Freeze as well. I mean, I feel like if Freeze comes into the picture, I want him to have his own movie because Freeze is a fantastic villain, and I just think a whole shindig with him would be awesome. But I just think the Court of Owls storyline just fits the Robert Pattinson Batman story so well, and like we saw in the first movie, the kid at the beginning of the movie whose father gets killed by Riddler. He kind of looks at him and kind of feels for him, so he kind of has that remorseful way to him for children being orphans because he's an orphan himself, which leads him to adopting the Robins and stuff like that. So there's a part of me that wants them to do Court of Owls so we can get a Robin for the third Batman movie or by the end of the second Batman movie. But I don't know. I would like to see them do Court of Owls, but it doesn't look like that's what they're going with so far. But we don't know yet, so
It's all up in the air.
yeah.
We'll find out when they want us to find out.
Yep. All right, so we all good on Batman?
Yeah.
I'm good on Batman. The Batman, to be specific.
All right, Ridge, you said you got some news about Blumhouse.
Yeah, I got two things that I've heard from Blumhouse. Hey, and speaking of Scarlett Johansson, that she has to do with this very first thing, and because apparently she is in talks to be a part of the next Exorcist movie that's coming out.
Yes, I did see that. So my guess, from what I saw, is that she apparently might be playing like the mom, maybe.
I have not a single clue. I just know that apparently she is in talks to be in this next one that's going to come out, and I thought it was cool, and I thought it'd be a cool transition. Peace.
Look, man, I'm all for this next Exorcist movie, just because. I mean, look, I know you didn't care for it as much, but I liked the Exorcist Believer movie. I mean, it was cool having Leslie Odom Jr. in it, and cool callbacks to the original. But But I think this next movie they're getting Mike Flanagan. Well, Mike Flanagan's working on it. And Mike Flanagan, I mean, if you haven't seen Haunting of Hill House or Haunting of Bly Manor or any of the other Follow the House Usher or whatever it's called, bro,
anything that he has done,
he is a phenomenal storyteller when it comes to horror. And I've said it to multiple people. I've said it to y'all multiple times. Haunting of Hill House is one of the best horror stories I've ever watched, ever. It's just he does so well at telling stories, and I'm excited to see what he does with The Exorcist. And hopefully, they don't try to make it all wonky.
I'm holding out hope for this one just because of him being attached to it. And also because now we know that Scarlett Johansson is in talks for it too. I think that could be very interesting. Normally you don't get big A-list, well, close to A-list if you don't count her as A-list tiered actors in these type of movies. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens.
Sure.
I'm holding out hope for it. Caleb, you got any thoughts on The Exorcist, bud?
Nah, I mean, I hope it does good. I'll probably watch it at some point when it comes out. So,
right. So from moving on from there, the only other thing I have for Blumhouse is that apparently there is another Paranormal Activity movie in the works with James Wan's producing it.
Bro.
Yep.
Look, I'm a big fan of the Paranormal Activity franchise. There's only a couple movies in the franchise that I predominantly don't really care for. Like, I think the only one that I don't like per se is the Ghost Dimension, whatever. But the fact that James Wan, who, we've probably said it multiple times on this podcast, who I personally think is one of the best horror movie creators of all time. I mean, hell, he created Saw, and he did the Conjuring movies. So it's like, I'm excited to see what he finagles and comes up with when it comes to Paranormal Activity. Will they keep it, found footage style, or will they do kind of like the last Paranormal Activity movie they did? It's called Next of Kin. It was like it was good, and it was different. It was different from how the other Paranormal Activities movie were, but I just hope they go back to more the paranormal side, because the Next of Kin was more of like a weird creature type of vibe thing. So I want it to be. I would like it to go back to its roots, like how the first one was just following a couple who started experiencing crazy shit. And over time, they come to realize that it's, from Katie's past. And over time, Katie gets, possessed. And by the end of the movie, she's fully gone. And Mika's dead and shit like that. But I remember when Paranormal Activity came out and how, everybody thought it was real for the longest of time. Even when I was a kid, I remember being on, the old Comcast on-demand thing. And they were interviewing them. I'm like, wait, they're alive? But no,
listen to me.
I want him to bring.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm just saying, I want him to bring that, that mysterious side to it. I want him to bring back the actual scariness of it. Hell, if you ain't watched Paranormal Activity 5, the marked ones, where they follow the Hispanic family, bro.
Oh, that one's
that's
so
the best one.
up,
That's
dude.
the best one, bro.
I like that and 2.
Yeah, for sure. I'm done, Rich.
I want them to go. Sorry. I want them to go back to the found footage.
Yeah, for sure. No, that's
That's what I want them to do. That's my main thing. I don't want them to try to tell another story that isn't found footage versions.
right.
I think that
Which
now will it work in today's day and age? I don't know, but
now but here's the thing: is that they could say the same thing for VHS. VHS is like a found footage style thing, and the last couple of VHS movies have been pretty good, and also the what are they called, the Hell House movies. I don't know if y'all seen those. Great movies. Skip the third and second one; they're kind of weird. But
I only watched the first Hell House movie.
the first Hell House movie is top tier. Holy shit, found footage movies in my opinion. That newest one, not the newest one, because I ain't seen the newest one yet, but the one before they did the newest one, the Carmichael Manor or whatever, that one was really good too. But, I want that love for found footage back. I mean, I know people love it, but it's even when they redid Blair Witch, it wasn't exactly a found footage. It was partial found footage, partial movie shot. And that's kind of how, the last Paranormal Activity was. They had some, found footage-esque documentary style footage, but it was also a movie.
It would cut into scenes that people wouldn't see from the footage.
Right. So it's I want it to be strictly from the camera. Again, I want that intensity to be back too. I want the paranormal shit. I want it to go back to its roots, like I said before. And
I mean, either way, it's from a camera.
yeah, and
sorry, I had to be a dick about that.
With James Wan being on it again too, that gives me hope for it though.
I wish I could say the same thing, but I'm not going to hold it too much because, I mean, his company works with Blumhouse now. So anything that he makes he makes good movies, but sometimes they're a miss too. And all he's doing is producing it. He's not directing it. This isn't, his baby for a movie. So I don't know.
Right.
It could just be his name's getting smacked on it, But hopefully it's a found footage, and hopefully they release it in theaters and not on streaming.
That's for sure.
Because that'd be a big.
Because the last Paranormal Activity movie was a straight to streaming one.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Yeah. Anything else on them?
No, that's good for me.
Caleb?
We good.
All right.
All right, next up, we got some Paramount.
Yeah, buddy.
Ridge, what you got on the Paramount side?
So, with Paramount, first thing I got is It looks like there is going to be another Rush Hour 4.
Oh yeah, I'm hearing about that.
Yeah, I heard about that.
No, another Rush Hour 4. Another Rush Hour movie, Rush Hour 4. And apparently, the thing that caught my eye on it is that Donald Trump is the one that's pushing for this movie.
Yeah, that's the part of me that's kind of like, I guess, and it's not anything to do with Trump per se. It's just the fact that it kind of feels like they're forcing them to do a sequel.
It has to do with the guy that makes the movies.
Right.
Is what it has to do with. And if you don't know the story, I'm not digging into this story because it's too long of one. Slater, I don't know how much of the story you know behind the guy, but it just, you know.
Yeah.
Anyways, and the dude that made that movie here recently, he's been out of the country too for a while.
Right.
He made a documentary or docuseries. He made some document thing on Trump's wife, and it just was incredible to Trump, I guess. So I don't know if he has him attached to this movie again or what, but it's happening, and I'm looking forward to it, but at the same time, I'm holding back. I'm holding back a lot more than what I am for like something like Scream 7, you know?
Right.
If that makes sense.
Right.
Just because of how much of a mess is behind
Oh
the
my
dude that's
gosh.
created it.
So I'm gonna let you get through the next Paramount thing before I bring this up, because I heard some Scream 7 things today that, like, I am just sick to my stomach that we're not getting.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, but go
However-
ahead. Go ahead with that next part, bro.
Well, I got two more things on Paramount, so if you want to throw that in now, or
Alright,
do you
fine,
want to
fine,
throw it in after that, or
I'll just go ahead and say it.
go ahead.
So FNAF 2 just came out this past weekend, and Skeet Ulrich is a part of it. And so they were in an interview. They were talking about the original plan for Scream 7 before the whole Melissa Barrera thing went down and stuff like that, right? Well,
Yes.
it's technically been confirmed that Skeet Ulrich has been cut from that movie too. So Billy's not going to have a part of it.
Which sucks.
Right. Which, I kind of figured, but it's been confirmed at this point. But the thing that's really grinding my gears is Skeet Ulrich revealed the plan on who was going to be the killer in Scream 7. And the killer in Scream 7 was going to be fucking Sam Carpenter.
Oh,
Melissa Barrera's character. Because he said it was supposed to be like this weird unholy trinity thing of where, like, each movie it was just like Billy was more and more driving his daughter to become the next Ghostface. And just the fact that we don't get to see that revelation, just because even Brittany, bro, from 5, she's always said that she believed that in some form, in some way, in any of the movies that Sam was going to end up being Ghostface. Now, I'm gonna say this: who's to say that they don't just randomly somehow surprise us in Scream 8, Scream 9, or whatever they do, and like, well, look, Stu's got a fucking helper, or something like that, right? But it's just like, if we don't get that revelation, because there's a part of me that feels like it could still happen with Mindy and Chad being in Scream 7. It's just like, if I never get to see that come to fruition, it's just gonna eat me alive, bro. Because it's just so cool, because we haven't really seen it, to see the final girl become the killer. You get what I'm saying? Like it would have been something that Scream never done before, and most horror movies has it done before, and just have that flip. It'd been, I thought it would have been genre flipping,
To me, it feels like it won't happen though, because I mean, something like that, I feel like you wouldn't go out and tell if you still thought it could happen in the future.
Right, exactly.
You would not go telling about that.
Exactly.
So that makes me think it's not ever going to happen now.
And that's the part that really pisses me off too. And it's just like, that would have been a really, like I said, it would have been genre flipping. We've never really seen that in slashers, and it just would have been so cool. And like, yeah, it kind of would have been called for with how the story was going. But that's the thing, is like, people watching the story, like my wife, and it's like, oh man, she definitely could end up being the killer at some point, just because her psychotic break, like she could have a big psychotic break. And this, the fact that we won't get to see that come to fruition, just really eats me alive as a Scream fan. And it's just, just because somebody can't say nothing, people get fired, Not gonna dive too deep into that shit, because we all know how we all feel about it in different ways. But it's just
so close yet so far.
Right. But
hey, I mean, I'm gonna put this in another stupid terms. This is like the fact that we could also never end up, or we could, but we could also possibly not ever get the Roman versus Rock match.
Exactly.
Because we were so close to having it happen, but due to us not wanting it at that time, due to bad timing issues,
and
we're not getting that match, and we could possibly never end up seeing that match play out.
And that's, one thing that we'll bring up on next week's podcast is just, I'm so annoyed with the wrestling fan base, and you'll have to wait till next week to hear about that. But god dang, y'all need to shut the fuck up. But,
just the way you said that.
I mean, am I wrong though?
God dang, you need to shut the fuck up.
All right. What's the next?
Oh man, let's fucking hell. Well, guys, I'm going to tell you this much: not next year, not the year after that, but in 2028, I'm going to have a pretty stellar birthday. All right, you know why? Because apparently that's whenever the new live-action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie is set to be released. It's on November 17th of 2028.
Wait, say it again?
A long time to wait.
The new live-action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie is set to be released by November 17th of 2028.
Hell yes. Look,
That's a long.
So I will have a great birthday present in 2028.
Look,
going to the movie theaters to see a live-action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie.
Yes, Caleb, it's a long way, but that gives them time to do it right.
Yeah.
And like,
let's hope they can manage to do it right.
As long as they don't make them fucking human tanks.
So from what I've heard that they're going to do is they're going to do pretty much this is going to sound stupid, but this is the only way I can explain it. They're going to Sonic fight.
Oh, okay. Nah, I can ride with that.
So it'll be like the CGI characters, but it's going to mainly focus on them too.
I could rock with it.
So it gives me a little bit of hope. But we'll see come my birthday in 2028. We got time. And it could also change dates. So I'm not going to try to hold too much hope behind it. But hey, it's nice to think that that's a possibility. Is that we'll be able to watch the new live action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles by then. Any other thoughts on it?
Look, man, like I said, as long as they, as long as they do the characters right and they don't try to, make them over the top or too little, too less. Is like, if you watch Ninja Turtles, y'all should know how these characters should be. Just do them right, and let's just ride the wave, man. Ride the wave.
Right. Well, speaking of Sonic-fying things, apparently, at some point, I don't know if it's going to be the next Sonic movie or where they have this on the slate for Sonic, but apparently one of the things that they are making is apparently Paramount is planning for a large event Sonic movie to come out. So expect pretty much on the same size of an Avengers level movie.
I'm calling it Sonic Heroes. Sonic friggin' Heroes, baby.
Look, if it's not Sonic Heroes, then they're stupid.
Then yes, Sony is. Well, I mean, it wouldn't be the first time Sony dropped the ball on something.
It's not Sony's
So
Paramount.
it's
yeah,
not.
yeah, you're right. My bad.
It's not going to be a sequel movie, or that's what they're saying right now. And it very well could be. It could be the next sequel movie, but it could just be that they're going to break it into 2 parts as well.
Right. I mean, if we're doing a Sonic Heroes movie, we've got to have, more. We got to have more than just Tails, Knuckles, Sonic, Amy.
Well, they've got to introduce Shadow and all the
main
others.
Thing, the main thing is that one of the next movies that they're making for Sonic is a large event.
Right.
Movie. That's what they're calling it. They're not calling it a Sonic sequel. They're calling it a large event Sonic movie. So whatever it is, it's going to be huge. Almost like how Trump says it's going to be huge. But other than that,
it's exciting. It's exciting.
Yeah, so be on the lookout because it's going to be the size of an Avengers movie, but it's all going to be Sonic characters.
Word.
And fucking, I can't think of names right now. Golly. Oh well, I'm going to sit here and try to think for too long, and it's just going to sound really awkward. So I'm just going to move on into our next subject.
Word. Our next subject is a big one, fellas. We got some discussion to talk about this one. Netflix has made the bid and is acquiring Warner Brothers. Ridge, you start us off on this one because I know you got a lot on this.
Yeah, so as far as I know, Slater, I probably said the number wrong. I don't know if you remember what I told you. It was like, what, $83 billion?
Yeah, it's like 82 or 83 billion or something like that.
It's somewhere around that range. We'll say 83 to be on the safe side.
Right.
$83 billion for them to collect Warner Brothers. So this is huge for Netflix. It means that they'll have a lot larger catalog between the two companies of HBO Max and them. I imagine that these 2 apps will still stand alone even after, the companies are completely underneath one umbrella and merged fully. I still think we're going to have 2 different apps. I don't think that they'll get rid of HBO Max or Netflix. I think we'll be able to log or get into either one of the apps like we do with Disney Plus and Hulu right now. But I don't see them, getting away from what they have going on right now. Also, don't worry. From what we've heard, this still means that Warner Brothers will be keeping theatrical releases.
Yep.
We're not going to streaming-only releases. Netflix still understands what they have in Warner Brothers and still understands that they have to release theatrical releases. So don't panic about that. Also, another thought for people to panic over is, what does this mean for the DCU and James Gunn? Well, again, as far as we know, they are planning, at least for a few years, to keep James Gunn where he's at, see how it goes, and as long as everything goes good, they will keep James Gunn in his role over the DCU. Nothing to change. Now, will David, what's his name? Fuck, why am I bad with names right now? Is it David Zaslav, the dude over Warner Brothers right now?
I believe so.
Okay. We're going to say that's who it is. Now, as far as he goes with being in charge of anything above James Gunn, I'm not 100% sure. All I know is that for right now, we are still keeping on with the DCU and James Gunn. So, no, don't get your hopes up that this means that we're going to have Snyder cuts of shit in the DC. Don't think we're going to be going down that rabbit hole anytime soon. Because that'd just be fucking confusing to everyone. It's already almost confusing as is having to deal with Elseworld versus what's going on in DCU, but James Gunn is figuring out, making it all work. So, we're just floating in the middle of it all. So yeah, those are the big main points to take away from that. Other than that, small things is how Netflix owns Harry Potter.
Yeah.
That's wild to think about. The TV series may end up having the da-dum sound right before it.
Right.
You never know. But this also could mean that the quality of stuff over at Netflix will get a little bit better because HBO Max will have their thumbprint on that stuff too. And HBO Max.
Not saying that all Netflix stuff isn't good quality, because if anybody's watched any of the Stranger Things from this season, the quality's been insane. So.
Well, I mean, that's about it.
Yeah. For sure.
There's a few things they focus their energy in on certain things that they want to make sure is good.
Have you seen the show, the Robin Hood show?
No.
It's good.
Like I said, they focus in on their main popular IP that they have, but I think just having HBO Max there will help them make sure that everything that they decide to release is good content, right? And vice versa with HBO Max, everything will be good content either way. Yeah, that's the big hoopla behind all of that.
Yeah, for sure.
My only other thought too now, and I'm just now thinking about this, since Netflix now owns Warner Brothers, does this mean that like something like Welcome to Derry could have a maze at HHN?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, that's true.
I would think so.
Because Netflix, Stranger Things, they get houses right now, right?
Yeah, true.
So now we could have potential for it to have a house. We could have potential for
weapons,
Sinners.
Yeah.
We got a lot more potential with HHN, maybe. I'm not going to hold out a lot of hope, but a little bit. Caleb, what was you saying earlier, though, about another question?
I was just going to say, the better question is, what are we going to get from Netflix now that they own Cartoon Network and Adult Swim?
That's true, too.
Because they have both of those in the rights. They have that, Harry Potter, all kinds of stuff. It's crazy what they have.
As far as Cartoon Network and Adult Swim go, I see more focus going in towards the Adult Swim than the Cartoon Network side.
Well,
just because if you think about like what Netflix is known for whenever it comes to stuff like that, is like BoJack Horseman or whatever.
Yeah.
Robot
stuff like
Chicken.
that.
Well, it's also like, you know, with like that's like the Smiling Friends, you know, it being in like an HBO Max original.
Yeah,
So yeah.
I don't know. To answer that question, I do not fully know what we'll get from that combo right there. It's
Well, I really
definitely
hope
going
that
to
they
be
focus.
interesting.
I really do hope that they focus a little energy into Cartoon Network. That's just where I'm at with that. I'd love to see them bring. It'd be cool if Netflix puts on Ed and Eddie and all kinds of. I'd be cool. I'd be at least give us like that's like a tab like how Boomerang had their service. Where it had all kinds of stuff.
Well, I mean, right now, if you go on HBO Max, they already have Ed, and Eddie and stuff like
Oh
that,
yeah, I know.
right?
I'm talking like
So,
that.
I
I
mean,
mean, I mean like a section that's just
well,
Cartoon Network, and you just go through the list.
what I'm saying though is that I'm sure that once they combine the two, like how I was talking about Disney Plus and Hulu, you can go in and go to the HBO Max side from your Netflix account and be able to pull up the Cartoon Network stuff that way. As far as like any new Ed and Eddies, no, I don't see that happening. It'd be cool,
Oh no, no,
but
no, no! I know there's no new Ed and Eddie that's going to be coming. That dream was long, long dead.
anyways, now it's getting awkward quiet. Slater, you got awkward quietly.
No, I was just listening, bro.
I said awkward quietly, not
I've got a problem with interrupting people, so sometimes I just try to sit back.
bro. It's the out of everywhere to interrupt. It's this podcast. This group on this podcast, because if you don't, you're not going to get your voice heard, and you're going to sit there in silence and have to wait for some awkward silence to break through,
Yeah, for sure.
and then it just becomes odd, and then you have me sitting here rambling on like I am right now. So, anyways, anything else on this great acquisition and deep dives?
No, I'm just actually like I'm pretty stoked for Netflix. I mean, I think I said it to you the other day. Is like I think about it. Netflix is the reason Blockbuster shut down, and now they're literally fucking taking over one of the biggest production companies in history. So it's just like it's mind-boggling to me.
Yeah, I mean, and it's wild too because like, did anyone think Netflix had that kind of money on them?
I sure the fuck didn't.
And also, not to mention, by the way, I forgot about this. I'm not 100% sure on like the actual number, but a good majority of that $83 billion was in cash.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah, a good chunk of it was a deal within cash. So, yeah, wild stuff.
I'm betting there was. I'm betting there was at least a 20% cash down on it.
I think it was more than 20%.
Well, I mean, think about it. They have to go through. There's a lot of legalities. You have to go through lawyers, banks, all kinds of shit. So there's no telling.
They were
actual number
already
that they put in cash.
listen. They already had the lawyers and banks in line whenever making this deal to begin with, before offering anything of money wise. So I'm sure it wasn't that hard for them to get what they needed moved.
Well, I'm certain it wasn't.
It would have been wild to have been in the room where it happened, though. Because I imagine you're moving that kind of money with shipping containers. I mean, I don't know how much that looks like in real life in cash. $83 billion or close to it. But I imagine it's more than a briefcase is worth. Anyways, it's getting quiet again.
That's a lot of fucking money, dude. And like you said, I don't even know how they'd give that shit in cash. That's what I was still trying to process. Is like, how much money is that, bro? Imagine if they showed up in dollar bills and it was like, here's the fucking Titanic full of dollar bills.
I'm pretty sure if all it was dollar bills, it would be more than the Titanic.
Probably.
Because if sidetracking now, if you think about it, the Titanic ain't that big of a cruise ship no more.
No, that's true.
It's probably about the same amount as one of these mega ships out here that it would be getting filled up with the dollar bills. If all you're going off of is a bunch of dollar bills, that's enough to make a few strip clubs and then some happy. All right.
So I decided to check out and see how much they put down, how much in cash they paid. And it says that they paid them, it looks like 23.25 billion in cash. Or no, that's the shareholder value. There isn't exactly a. I guess you'd have to do some math. You might be able to figure out what they paid in cash.
A lot. That's all we need to know. We are not that mathematically inclined around here.
They made a lot of money.
Math class. All we know is it's a larger sum than what we'll ever see in our lifetime.
Yes.
Anyways, other than us trying to wrap our brains around money, Slater, you want to go on to the next topic?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, let's do that. I think you'll like this topic too because I don't know if you have a single clue about it.
I have no single clue about this. You brought it up, so I'm excited to hear about this. So you're saying that we got some Men in Black news, buddy, and
we got some Men in Black news finally, as it would appear as if there's a new Men in Black movie in the works with Bad Boys for Life, Chris Primer, is that right?
Yeah.
To scribe the script for it. And after it is written, Chris hopes to hand the script off to Will Smith in hopes to get him to come back to play Agent J.
I need Agent J back right now. And we got to have him being the new K, man. Like, we got to have him being the mentor. I want to see it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. If he comes back, he's got to be like how K was.
I got that, bro.
That's the big thing that people are thinking too, is that some time has passed. Agent K has passed away. Agent J is now the new old guy that has to train his new partner, and his new partner is the young spring chicken that's wild and all over the place. And I gotta say, the best way to get Will Smith back is having somebody that's already worked with him in Bad Boys for Life. So,
I mean, look, man. Men in Black is a special movie franchise. I ain't gonna fuck around and say I didn't watch. I didn't watch the international movie, but that's just because I feel it's weird to not have Will Smith in a Men in Black movie. And it's like, I get, Tommy Lee Jones getting old and him probably not showing up. That part I can understand, but Men in Black to me is Will Smith's franchise. And it's like, it's just so hard having it, like, watching a movie without him in it. That's why I didn't really have the want to watch international. But the fact that they're talking about bringing Agent J back.
Wanting Agent J back.
Right. Like, the fact that they're wanting Agent J back. And it's like, my brain's just turning on, like, who would they bring in? Who's next? Who's it going to be? And there's so many young actors that they could bring in to be the next Agent J or the next Agent K or whoever they would replace, because, in the franchise, it's like they replace him in a way. So it's like,
now, I got two thoughts real quick. I'm so sorry to jump on you.
No, you're good.
So first off, what if, to be the new young guy, what if it's Michael B. Jordan?
That was my exact thought. See,
I'm glad we are on the same wavelength, brother.
See, I like the idea of it being Michael B. Jordan, because, if you know me, Michael B. Jordan's one of my all-time favorites. So it's like,
Mhm.
yeah, he's probably my go-to automatic first thought. But there's also like young actors, I think, like younger actors who I think could, pull up in this role. Like somebody that's like not too big but is getting their start, who's got their foot in the door. So like people that I, can think off the top of my head is people like Caleb McLaughlin, that one kid that's playing Snoop Dogg. I can't remember his name, but that he's from Outer Banks. He's really cool. I like him. I mean, and who's to say that this next agent will be black or whoever? It's like there's so many young actors out there who could play somebody like. I mean, you're gonna think I sound stupid, but somebody like Timothée Chalamet, or
Well, I was thinking of one that's not as big but is big at the same time.
right.
What would your thought be on somebody like Jonathan Bailey?
Maybe
Wait, Jonathan Bailey.
he's the guy that played Fiyero and Wicked and stuff like that.
And he also played in Jurassic Park.
Yeah, in the new Jurassic World movie. See,
I think it would be.
I think it'd be cool, but I feel like he might be a little bit too old. Like if they're gonna bring in somebody,
Yeah.
Okay, so if you say that he's old,
well, that's why I was saying like I love the idea of Michael B. Jordan, but that's what I was saying. I do think it should be somebody younger. Because think about it, when Will Smith did Men in Black, he was still doing Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Like he was still young. So it's like, I mean,
Well, what about the guy that played in The Kingsman, the kid,
he's too old.
Eggsy?
He's too old. He's like the same age as Michael B. Jordan, around the same age, I think.
No, is he? I thought he was a little younger, but I mean, he's proven that he can hold his own in movies like that.
Yeah.
so here, let's hop off of this for a second, slightly. Still in the Men in Black topic. What if with this new movie? What if it's the old idea that they had whenever they was going to make another Men in Black movie? Do you remember what that was that they was going to do, Slater?
I think so, but remind me because I know what you're talking about, but it's like slipping my mind.
Do you remember the other movie franchise that they was going to smack with it?
Bro, if they do Jump Street Men in Black, oh my gosh. If they bring back Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum to do a Jump Street Men in Black crossover like they wanted to in the past, I will hit the fucking floor, bro. I love the Jump Street movies almost just as much as I love the Men in Black.
Yeah, those are funny.
So, like, the fact that if they did that just to make it a pure comedy, that would be awesome. And now,
That's also my thought, is that they could do that move too.
oh, for sure, they definitely could. Do I think they'll do that right? Do it? I don't, but I still think it'd be hilarious.
I'd still watch it either way.
Oh yeah, no doubt, definitely. Okay, what would your guys thought on if they got Tom Holland to do Men in Black? I know it sounds like I know he's in a lot of things, but Tom Holland's not that much older. He's about the same age that Will Smith would have been when he did it.
Can I throw something out a little bit at you, Slater?
Go ahead.
You just got done, and this was a hot minute ago, but you just got done talking about bringing in a new actor that's getting his foot in the door, and then right after that, though, you said Timothée Chalamet, and now you're saying Tom Holland.
Timothée Chalamet's not that old. That's why I brought him up, and that's like
Yes, but he's also already got more than his foot in the fucking door. He's already in the door all the way.
fair. Okay, fair.
Him and Tom Holland are already through the fucking. They didn't come through the door. They busted through a fucking wall to get in.
Yeah, they did. That's for damn sure.
All right, so I mean
to be real, honestly, I can think of somebody. He's big, but he's not like extraordinary big. I mean, he's he's been in Cobra Kai and he's Blue Beetle. I think it would be cool to see Zolo Maraduena. The guy, I mean, he's young, he's hilarious, he can keep up with the action, and I think his wittiness and Will Smith's wittiness could really bounce off of each other, and it kind of breaks the mold. Like we had the white guy, and it's just like, why not throw a Hispanic in there? Is that wrong for me to say?
No.
I really love Zolo Maraduena. I think he is a phenomenal actor, and I know he's about to start doing One Piece because he's playing Ace. But
who is the guy from? I can't think of his name. He's from, and it could be the same dude. So don't judge me too much. I'm just picturing the face, and I can't put the name to him. Who is the guy that has been on SNL a lot and is also about to be a part of Shrek 5 as one of the sons?
Oh, I know his name. What is this? What is his
He's also Hispanic. That's the reason why You know who I'm talking about, though.
I know exactly who you're talking about, because the Fernando, Marcelo Hernandez.
Yes.
Marcelo Hernandez. He is hilarious. I think, honestly, I wouldn't be mad at that. That'd be pretty cool. Like, he is,
I can just imagine him coming in and them telling him he has to have his hair slicked back.
Yeah.
To be formal.
I'm definitely with that. And he is hilarious, too. Like, he is one of the funniest people on SNL right
now.
So.
Right. Like, he fits the mold of that hilarious up-and-comer kid who could do the young thing like how Will Smith was doing at the time. Will Smith was the young, hilarious guy.
Yeah. And, like, that's another reason why I was trying to think of people who were mainly in, like, series, because it's kind of like the mold that I was trying to think of somebody that kind of is fitting the mold like Will Smith, how he, really started with a series, worked on a couple movies, but, mainly known for a series. But honestly, that's Marcelo Hernandez is a pretty good idea. That's not too, off the wall. I could rock with that if that happened. I mean, there's, like I said, it's hard to think of anybody else, really. So, yeah. Honestly, it's a big why not, Like, why wouldn't they, or why shouldn't they? So.
Right. But, I mean, they could also take, I'm saying this as take a chance, but it's not really a chance. It's just making sure that you get it done correctly. They could have a female.
Yeah. Well,
that's
the thing. That's the thing, too. They definitely could. And, honestly, I would actually be really for that, because they did that with International, and International didn't do too great, and Tessa Thompson is a great actress, but they have honestly they have more choices, I feel like, with it being a female agent, just because
there's no telling,
and I feel like it'd be more fresh too. I don't know why. But honestly, what's the say that it couldn't end up being like Agent J's like kid?
Yeah.
So you never know. We'll have to see. So,
Caleb, any thoughts from you? You've been sitting over there silent now for about the past what feels like 30 minutes.
Yeah, no, I don't really have many thoughts on it.
Okie dokie. Well, I hope we all have some thoughts on this last topic, because holy shit, we should. I know I definitely got a running theory for this last one, but I'll get to it.
I'm so pumped for this shit, bro. All right, so like Rich said, we got some good things to say about this, and we're going to talk about Avengers Doomsday once again, and we won't stop talking about it. Probably forever, because I do feel like this movie may end up being the best Avengers movie ever. In my personal opinion, I just have a big feeling about this movie.
I'm gonna hold that thought until
You see it.
because no, not even until we see it, because as much as you could say it about that, you have right behind it Secret Wars.
Right, yeah, for sure. But it's like, like I've said before, some people will still hold and say that Infinity War is the best. And I just feel like this is going to be like double Infinity War,
Okay. Well, let's dive into this fucking thing. Let's split it open, Slater.
Alrighty. So,
Am I splitting it or you splitting it?
well, you started off. You start off.
All right. Well, fuck it. So, to start us off with Avengers Doomsday, apparently, let's rewind it slightly, because September of 2026, before, 3 months before Doomsday comes out,
Yep.
right? Because it's coming out in December. They will be re-releasing Avengers Endgame
Yep.
in theaters on September 2026, because apparently where Endgame ends, like the last scene, I think it's the last scene, could be completely wrong, or one of the last scenes, so let's just put it there, will be exactly where Doomsday starts, will be its first scene.
Yeah, that. And are we thinking that it maybe pick up like when Tony dies?
No, it's going. The scene is the scene where we see Steve Rogers dancing with Peggy Carter.
Oh yes. Okay. Yeah.
That's exactly where it's going to pick up. Is whenever they zoom out. I imagine it's going to zoom out,
And Doom standing in
and
the
then in Doomsday, it's going to show that exact same scene of it zooming out, but Doom is walking right up to the fucking door.
Oh man.
That's how I see that scene breaking down. Now, also with Doomsday, since it's coming out, since they're saying it's going to be like they're saying it's the direct sequel to Endgame.
Yeah.
So pretty much what they're saying is that everything that happened after Endgame has nothing to do with what, like, the multiverse saga. They're pretty much non-voiding it, right? They're pretty much walking past it.
Right. Like, I'm not saying that any of the stuff didn't happen, but it's just saying like it's not going to be as important as the other Avengers movies.
Right.
On the other
It
ones.
won't pick up.
Right.
Now, hear me out. I'm going to go ahead and throw out my theory on this. My theory is that the reason why we're doing this, the whole multiverse saga took place after the 2012 Loki shit happened, where Loki took off with the what's it called, Tesseract or whatever.
Yeah.
Everything. So whatever happened in Loki seasons 1 through 2 happened during the anything multiverse saga happened from that point in time on. And that's the reason why we're still able to say that all fits in, and that's the reason why Loki is still able to sit where he's at in time.
Right. But,
is because all that shit happened after
who's
the 2020.
Who's to say that Doom isn't just time jumping now, too?
Well, he could be, because one of the things is that he figured out how to use the library of something or another that has to do with the multiverse.
Right.
Can't think of specific names right now, so sorry to all the nerds out there that are hating it. Oh well, get over it. But while he could also be able to do all this shit, that's the reason why he's able to show up to Steve Rogers at that point in time.
Yeah.
What I'm saying though is that the main thing is that everything that we seen in the multiverse saga happened right there in that, like right after the 2012 Avengers shit happened, where Loki disappears and his story picks up in the TVA and all that. All that happened still prior to Endgame. Everything that we're seeing multiverse wise, everything like including the Fantastic Four, happened before Endgame. That's my theory. Because that is so much time from 2012 all the way to Endgame. That's a shit ton of years right there. So in the in between time, that's where everything else is taking place.
Right.
So that way, like I said, the main reason why I even go down that route is that way, if we are avoiding a lot that has happened in the multiverse saga, we can say it still fits in somehow prior to Endgame.
Wait, I don't know if I don't know if that. I mean, but a lot of the movies that did happen is important to Doomsday though, like Monica Rambeau being with the X-Men, and because I mean
before Endgame,
we saw the set photos, but that wouldn't make sense because Maria Rambeau got blipped. Well, Monica Rambeau got blipped, but Maria Rambeau died while Monica Rambeau was blipped. But when she came back, when Monica Rambeau came back, that's when Maria, she found out Maria was dead, and all the shit went nuts. And also the same thing with Kamala Khan and Shang-Chi, and like there's.
You also have to understand that originally we was going to have Kang.
Right. Yeah. Of course.
We don't have Kang no more, so they've had to redo a shit ton of stuff. They have to explain a lot more in Doomsday now because of this shit.
Well, it's just like
and if they're picking up at the end of Endgame, yeah.
Because I know we already know, or I've heard that the X-Men that we get in this movie are the X-Men is the X-Men universe that Monica ended up in the after credit scene of the Marvels.
Right.
I mean, it makes sense, right?
Yep.
And like you said, with Loki being on the throne, the Tree of Life, then Deadpool and Wolverine, well, allegedly still, because it's not really been confirmed, but pretty much confirmed. It's I don't know, like
there's still multiple branches of timelines.
Yeah, that's where I'm like, and not trying to like fully not like push this idea to the side, because you're right. Like, who's to say that some of these things that we've seen have not been on the same timeline? Like we know that Fantastic Four isn't the same timeline, but like, who's to say that a couple other things isn't?
Right, and who's to say that we didn't just witness one timeline of quote unquote MCU where all this shit did happen, but then we also watched one where things didn't happen, if that makes sense. So that way, the whole idea of people getting blipped and brought back is still a thing. And then you also can jump into this whole idea of, well, all this stuff actually happened to everyone back way before there was even a thing called a blip. And that's the reason why you have random people in different timelines now, too.
I'll tell you one thing that, like, is weird for me, and I get it, not a lot of people liked it, but, like, I think it's still weird how they're not, which I hope they somehow bring it up, which I doubt, but, like, the fact that we're not getting anything Eternal related, like, the fact that, like, they brought Thanos' brother into the situation, and the fact that Kit Harington was going to play the Black Knight, which still there's talks of a Midnight Sun movie happening, so that Black Knight could still be a thing. But
I think they just jumped the gun quick on it.
They really did, and it's like at the end of that movie, the Eternals and like Cersei and stuff like that gets tucked by a Celestial. He just comes out of the nowhere and snags them.
Right.
But it's like,
I honestly think that something like the Eternals should have happened after.
Yeah, 100%. Because it's like because it's good.
I want to say it should have happened after what we're getting with Secret Wars and Doomsday.
Yeah.
But I just think like we should have gotten introduced to Galactus first
100%.
before we got introduced to Eternals, because just the story of the beings that they answer to, like, there are so many different things that I think we should have got introduced to first. One of them being Galactus, because Galactus is considered a
Celestial.
Celestial.
Yeah.
I wanted to call him something completely different than Celestial, but that's the reason why I froze. So, I mean, that would have been a good introduction. We would have been able to slightly understood them. Mm-hmm. And if we could get told, hey, yeah, Galactus is one of them, but there's a lot more powerful ones behind him. Okay, well, who are they? Well, we'll get to them eventually. Right.
And
then
I do like the fact that they use the Eternals and the Celestial Celestial Island and Captain America using it for and that's how they welcome in adamantium. But I don't know. It's just there's a part of me that's, I mean, I'm somebody who actually liked Eternals, so it's just a little weird for me, and
right.
And the fact that the only thing we got with Icarus after the fact is the Zombies series. Because I mean, they pretty much. I mean, well, we got Sentry now, so it's kind of like, do we even need Icarus? So I understand that part.
I mean, we also had, if you want to get technical, we had the What If series too.
Right, yeah.
But even then, I feel like the Eternals they got thrown in.
Yeah.
And even worse than that, Star Fox got thrown in.
Yeah. I just think it's crazy that they got somebody on such a big level like Harry Styles to play Star Fox, and they're not going to do anything with it.
Well, yeah, I'm sitting here thinking, like, what the fuck introduced Star Fox?
Right. Like, I didn't even know who Star Fox was before. I'm not going to cap at you, but
it would make sense to introduce him if, for some reason. Now that I'm thinking about it, something like that should have happened before Infinity War.
100%. Because with it being Thanos' brother.
Right, because then you could have had him. Well, you could have had him finding Gamora or one of Thanos' children, right, first. Mm-hmm. And him being the one to figure out, oh shit, Thanos is trying to go around killing people. He could have been there this whole fucking time to sit here and say, hey, so just fair warning, this is what's about to come. I can't do shit about it, but I can tell you about it. At least that. But I think that should have been before Infinity War and Doomsday. The introduction of him, but even then, like you were saying, he shouldn't have been that big of a star to play Star Fox if you weren't going to do anything else with him.
Right, because I mean, Harry Styles is one of the biggest pop stars in the world, and it's like that would have brought. And Harry Styles is a really good actor too, so it's like, I mean, we could have had some positive notes on it, and it's just. the fact that we're not getting nothing with it anymore just kind of doesn't sit right with me.
Can I step off to the side for a second on a topic?
Go ahead.
You know,
We can
we're
go-
talking about how.
We can go away from Eternals. I don't care anymore.
No, I mean this has to do with hairstyles.
Okay.
You know, when was the last time he felt big?
He hasn't released. I don't think he's released any music in a minute, so he might have just been.
It's
Well, he had.
it's wild.
He had a really big break from his last album, so he's probably just taking a big break from it.
Well, sorry, I just think it's wild because it seems like ever since Benson Boone's come around, he's kind of just off.
Well, also, Liam Payne passed away last year too, so like one of his best friends died. So I bet that's rough. But I did also
Okay, but you
I
would
did-
think that there would be music made from that.
Well, that's the thing is I've also kind of heard that there's a possibility of them the other One Direction members reuniting. I heard that that's in talks because apparently like Zayn is like following the One Direction page again and shit like that, and there's a lot of speculation type shit. But
Either way, I
going back
mean,
to
if you was going back to sorry, no, I'm just saying it. Going back to if you was going to use someone like Harry Styles, you should have had a plan in
Right.
place, a lot more than just a one-off at the end of a movie.
Now, I saw something about Doomsday the other day, and it was like a leaked photo, and I looked into it, and there's multiple angles of it, so. But I don't take me on it because AI is crazy now. But this looks real. Like I said, there was multiple angles of it. I saw a picture of someone in Doom's armor holding up a man in a CGI suit by the neck, holding him up in the air. And guess who that man was? Josh Brolin. We might actually get the Thanos scene. If that's been seen on set, apparently. Like I said, I'm taking it with a grain of salt. But like I said, it might look like they might be doing the, it seems untrue scene.
Is there a point in having that scene?
Yeah, there is. Because
Don't sit here and tell me it's just to show how powerful Doom is, neither.
Well, it kind of is because the reason is the reason is because in the strip or the bracket or whatever in the comic, the frame there it is, in the frame of the comic, Thanos is trying to be tough, like a tough ass to him, because like we all know Doom forms a team or whatever, right? Well, Thanos, the Mad Titan, why wouldn't you want him on your team? And it's like Thanos kind of pulls this whole, you might be this, but I'm Thanos, the Mad Titan, I did this and I did that. And you're nothing compared to me. And the only thing he's really saying, when I had the stones, and Doctor Doom's like, where's the stones now? And Thanos is just kind of like, I don't need the stones. I'm Thanos the Mad Titan. And before he could even finish his sentence, that's when Doom grabs him and rips his spine out of his fucking body and says that appears untrue. Because Thanos is all like, I could take you on. I could defeat you. And like at this point, Doom is God Emperor.
Okay, yeah,
It's
I
just,
see that for the comic wise. Clearly,
realistically, it's just a comic frame that is iconic that people want to see done live action. It's nothing like seriously important, but it's just it's like fan service. It's just something the fans want to see, and as a fan, I do want to see that.
well,
absolutely.
that's what I was getting to.
Yeah, no, not
Is movie wise, other than fan service, other than trying to show how powerful Doom is, Why show that scene? We have so much just in Doomsday itself to get to where you can show his power levels. You don't need to show that scene. I think that if that scene exists at all, by the way, it will be done in either a deleted scene or a trailer. I don't think it'll be a part of the movie. Just because, if they want to sit here and start explaining how strong Doctor Doom is or trying to get across people the hype for Doctor Doom, considering the fact that we haven't really had him in a movie itself at all yet, then that's a perfect time to start with showing him in the trailer. Start showing his power then.
What if, honestly, real question, what's the thought of it maybe being like the one of the after credit scenes for Doomsday? Like, not the main one, but like, you know, because we know that Doom's gonna pretty much win in Doomsday because, you know, Secret Wars. So it's like, my thought process behind that is like, what if, like, instead, like you said, a deleted scene or something like that, but in that kind of way, if that after credit scene at this point is kind of like, oh, Doom's got Emperor now, and like, he's powerful, but what if that we just get like a short little after credit scene just to show how powerful he really is? Like, now that he's got Emperor, like, now we saw Doctor Doom, but now here's got Emperor Doom, right?
Well, again, though, I think that if you're pushing the idea of how powerful this Doctor Doom is, you're going to want to show that in Doomsday and in the trailers beforehand. You're not going to want to spend time. If you show it well enough in Doomsday, you're not going to need to prove it anymore for God Emperor Doom.
No,
People will then realize either way that this fucker is powerful, because guess what? More than likely, one of the main things that we're going to see towards the end is him creating Battleworld.
Right.
And him taking over the world.
Now,
I mean, that shows how powerful he is there.
Here's the difference. Here's something I think that could be different. What if they don't just have it be regular Thanos? What if it's King Thanos that he does it to?
I don't think it's going to matter.
Right. I'm just saying, like, I was just bringing up, I saw that picture.
Like, to me, King Thanos, sure, he's supposed to be a slightly different version of Thanos than what we have now. But again, I don't see a reasoning behind it. I think that it's more so just, this is going to be one of those things that we could do. Or it's something, too, that if they wanted to, quote-unquote, say that they show it, you're just going to see something like a Spawn sitting already on a fucking rock.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't.
You're not even going to see the silhouette of what happens. You're going to see the aftermath. And Doom just already standing there. That, or you'll see the aftermath and you'll see King Thanos, lying there dead.
Right.
I don't see a reason for it, especially since it's in a movie that kids are going to be watching. You know.
Well, the thing is in the comic, he doesn't like rip his spine out. He kind of like incinerates Thanos, and like all that's left is his spine and his skull.
Well.
But no,
like I said, I don't know.
But I'm not trying to contradict your thought, and I understand fully, and I get that. And like you said, it's a hyped up thing, so it's kind of like, at this point, is it going to be as exciting if they do it? Will there be a point behind it? But honestly, there's a part of me that also says, you know, you never know what the hell they could do with it. They could twist it. That's one thing that they've done in the past, is take frames and moments from comic books and kept it traditional, but also twisted it a little bit to make it a little different. So, you know, there might be some more importance to the scene, you know, if they do it right. This
Right,
is
and I mean something too that you got to think about that we'll see with showing or the possibility of showing Doom's power level and showing how scary he can become is you got to remember in the comics he turns the thing into the fucking wall.
yeah. Yeah.
Turns him into a fucking wall. Turns Johnny into the fucking sun. There's so many fucked up things that he can actually fucking do that I don't know what extent we're going to see. But I imagine a lot, well, especially in Doomsday, I imagine a lot of it's going to be more so the manipulative side of him,
Right.
more so than the power.
I definitely think it'll be a very manipulative side because it's like
I think the power we'll see slightly, but the power will be held off for Secret Wars.
right, for sure. Now, one last thing, I don't know if you heard, and you brought up them bringing the movie back in September. So also heard that there's a possibility that they'll come out with a new after credit scene for Endgame. Because if it does directly connect, what if it's not even an after credit scene, right? What if the ending of the movie is that first frame of Doomsday? Like, we zoom in and see, Peggy and Steve do the thing, they kiss, credit goes off, right? But what if it's like they kiss, but the credit doesn't roll and it just zooms back out and you just see, a man standing in the green robe and armor in the front yard.
Well, I mean, in that scene, we see them dance.
Right.
We see them kiss, and then it zooms out. It pans out.
No, it cut right after they kiss.
I thought it zoomed out from their house.
No, it just cut right after they kiss. Like right when they kiss, it cuts.
Okay, so if it shows them kiss, I think it'll still cut out. But then after that,
it's like it started from that, yeah.
Here's how I'm imagining it.
Okay.
After the scene or after the credits roll and everything, we're going to be looking up at the skyline.
Yeah.
And it's going to fall right back down in line with the house in the distance slightly, but we're going to see a dude standing there in the green fucking robe.
Right.
It's going to have the same level of intensity as a dude standing in the green robe in Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
My question is, will that be all we see? Will we see him have his mask off to the side? Or will we see him walking up to knock and we see the door be answered with a confused Steve Rogers?
Yeah, from seeing Tony's face. Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. I guess we'll have to wait till September.
Fucking September. To think that we are talking about something so far yet so close. In so much hype and so much detail.
Well, we got anything else on Thursday?
Real quick slight slide quest. Did either one of y'all ever see anything that y'all thought was supposed to happen today?
Oh yeah, are you talking about the?
Yep.
Yeah, the trailer
Or teaser or whatever.
or a little teaser.
Yep.
I haven't seen anything about it yet, so
Let me look.
yeah, I was gonna say you might want to check it out there, Jordan. I'm certain if by now it's got to be posted by now.
If it was to be there, that's what it'd be.
I don't see.
Honestly,
the only thing that pops up is what I'm sure the video you saw of Cosmic Wonder talking about.
Honestly, too, the only teaser I've seen today was a teaser for Wonder Girl.
Yeah. You mean Supergirl?
Supergirl, same difference. Fuck, it's late. Alright, I'm fucking tired. Alright, I'm normally asleep by now.
Yeah. But that I don't see anything else.
Darn.
I
No, that
don't think
sucks.
so. You going whenever anything pops off, it'll be on the. Hold on.
Well, I think people thought so because with it being, I think December 7th is when they released the Endgame stuff.
It will be on the 17th whenever we see something.
Yeah.
Still not that far away. So
Because if it can.
It's
No.
Avatar.
18th. Not 17th, the 18th.
Yeah.
Because that's the earliest. Thursday is the earliest showing for Avatar that comes out on the 19th. So if you want the earliest chance to see it, go on Thursday. If you want to see it while everybody else is seeing it, go on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday.
I also heard that there's a possibility of them showing Spider-Man, like something to do with Spider-Man during Avatar as well.
Yep. I've heard that too.
So
I've heard that there's a possibility for. I think there's supposed to be like one other big trailer. I can't remember which one. Oh, some.
Oh, the Odyssey. I heard the Odyssey may show.
The Odyssey.
The Odyssey, Spider-Man, and Doomsday. I heard maybe the three that might be showing before Avatar.
That and Steven Spielberg's new UFO movie.
Yeah.
It's wild how many trailers they're talking about that are like these big movies. All before Avatar. You would think that this was like the Super Bowl or something.
Right.
I imagine some of these won't get fully shown and that they'll just be teased.
Yeah.
And at the earliest, I think we'll see them during the playoffs, like during the national championship,
Yeah, true.
because that's the game that's slightly before. That's the big game slightly before Super Bowl. Whenever you normally get big trailers.
Yeah. I mean, we know the Doomsday trailer is going to be just a teaser trailer because I don't think we're going to get a full trailer to at the least till Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Just because, but I did hear that the trailer will like show Doom in it. So.
Well, yeah. I mean, I imagine you'll have to show him this whole time, even in any little teaser, because again, we're having to build up to him.
Right.
Without having any past movies that have had Doom in them.
Yeah.
Another quick side note on this whole Doctor Doom thing. I am still so curious on what Doctor Doom is this. Like, what universe did he come from?
Well, I've also heard that it's going to be multiple. We may be seeing multiple versions of Doctor Doom.
Because, like, if you have him from anywhere except the Fantastic Four universe, I'm going to be sitting there scratching my head because why did they show the empty Latveria chair so much? Like, why did they show that?
True.
If not to have that Doom be the main Doom.
Right. I agree.
Also, another side note, I just now found out that Vanderbilt will be facing Iowa for a bowl in Tampa.
Yeah, I saw that earlier.
I just now seen that, so posted up by Vandy.
Well, y'all got anything else on Doomsday?
Just ready for it to come out
already.
Yep. Well, guys, like we always say at the end of every podcast, if you made it this far, we love you. We thank you for sticking around and listening to us ramble on about random shit.
Bless your hearts.
And if you enjoyed the content, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, like, comment, do whatever you need to do. And hell, like we always say, grab your next of kin's phone, subscribe, do the same thing. Hell, even if they don't watch us, it helps us. But maybe one day they'll come across and do the same thing to their next of kin. So let's do it. You know, we appreciate y'all, like we say all the time, and we thank y'all for sticking around this long. Anybody else got anything?
Also, if you don't watch this live, reminder, you can still leave a comment.
Yep.
And if it's a question or something along those lines, we'll get back to you. If it's something hateful and mean, you can fuck right off.
Exactly. All right. Anything else, guys?
Nah.
Alrighty, guys. We'll see you guys same time next week. Peace out.